problem. Internet went out. Kids started complaining, wife started complaining, can't do schoolwork. What's wrong? How do we fix it? Through diagnosis, if you have a router coming in your house and you have this box here that the Ethernet cable is plugged into, it does require 110 power to power the modem on the exterior of the house. This was routed inside and plugged into that outlet. That outlet went out, as you'll see in the video, where this 15 amp breaker popped for my jet motor on the septic system. Now your system is probably obviously not going to be like mine, but quick remedy solution to get the internet back up: unplug from the outlet that kept blowing, plug it into an extension cord and run it to a separate circuit. And then we get into working on the septic system that caused the problem to begin with. So to start with, we're going to turn the breaker off completely to the jet pump and then go out and start taking it apart. All right, of course this had to happen in a 30 below zero day. At least there's no snow, but it's definitely not something you want to mess with in the freezing cold. So I have a 3-part system in my tank. I've got the first tank, which is for solids, and then I've got the jet tank, and then I've got the third tank for just the liquid, and then I have a pump station. So we're going to be digging these out and checking all of them, but I'm going to get in here and pull this pump apart first, do some general maintenance and see if we can't fix the problem. Get you a pry bar, remove the lid, and let's see. This system's obviously been in here for quite a while. This just lifts right out, and it has a ton of debris on it, so I'm going to clean this thing up and get rid of the hair and all the other issues that are on it. Looks like I might have, I'm going to have to see here if I've got a bearing going out or not, if it's got any wiggle room in it. Yeah, doesn't seem like there's too much movement, so I might get lucky being able to clean this all up and see if we can't get it put back in. All right, so we got some basic tools gathered up here. I'm going to start by using the scraper and get some of the heavy stuff off, the heavy scales. Let's see what we got underneath. Oh, it's still good. No twist wires. Still fine. It looks like it's a little wobbly, which means I may need to straighten the shaft out. There's issues with that. Now we'll spray it down with some high quality brake cleaner. The bearing seems to be good on it, so we're going to go ahead and clean the aeration nozzles off here. This is reverse thread. So instead of lefty loosey, righty tighty, the opposite. And there's a strong possibility that got some stuff inside each one of those ports, and that's gummed up, so we're going to clean that. Shaft does look bent, so I'm going to have to try and straighten it out a little bit. And it is ever so slightly bent. So here you might be able to see as the shaft turns, it gets closer to the square stock. Right there is its closest. So I'm going to get a marker and mark that. Obviously with a clean hand here, since I've got the nasty gloves on. So that, I'm going to mark the opposite side. Alright, so we're going to clean this out. Get your air nozzle in there, blow out each one of the holes. And we got to drop back and punt. First plan didn't work. So, got a threaded rod. Pretty gummed up inside there, so brake cleaner it is. We'll spray that, get that brake cleaner in there. Let that brake cleaner start working a little bit. Alright, so back to the original plan of using the wire. Got the wire all the way through, it's coming out the bottom, and finally got the brake cleaner to come out with the bends in the wire and moving it back and forth and continuing to add brake cleaner. It seems to be doing an okay job. It's starting to break up all of the sludge that is in there and get it out. So we'll give it another spray of brake clean, and it's coming through real good now. Before I wasn't getting anything coming through. We're going to work that some more. That is a ton better than it was. So to look at that real quick, Just bent a couple knots in it with the needle nose pliers. You can see the brake fluid, not brake fluid, but brake cleaner is running out like it's supposed to. So we're starting to get to the point close where I can pull this through, kind of like a cleaning rod, and see if we can break the rest of the sludge up. Got another big clump out of there. Do it again. Get it off. We're going right through now, just like we want it. So back to a new knot on the bottom. Finally got it cleaned out. Hand tight is good. All the holes are cleaned in it. And we'll make sure we don't bend that rod. We'll go put it back in, plug it in, and see if that bit of maintenance fixed it. This one leg needs a little bit of rubber to it, so I put some padding on, and I'm going to do heat shrink. Heat shrink this up. Alright, when I set it down, I'm just going to fold that under to give it a little more rubber on that corner, so all three pieces have rubber on it, but that's on there good. All right, so we're running out of daylight here, but we're back. So when you put this in, make sure that electric connection is clean. It looks good. Put this thing in there. We got to these 3 ears have to be adjusted so it sits in there tight and it doesn't vibrate. So let's slide it down in there. Nice and easy. So sure those ears are bent out against the wall. It's a little piece of rebar. Bend them all out a little bit. Okay, so now plug it back in. Get that cable out of the way. There we go. And I'll go turn the power on and see if it fires up. Alright, so we're back to the breaker panel. Let's turn it back on. Make sure that's good. We'll head over to the pump control for jet aeration. Reset. And it's holding. No alarm. Let's go back outside. We're running. Sounds good, no vibration. Sounds way better. Now we just got to move down and check the pump that goes to the leach beds. All right. So we're going to get our hoe, since she's already dirty. We're going to go ahead and lift that float up, make sure the pump works. But I can feel good vibration and good flow on that pipe. And that's running just like it's supposed to. It's perfect. Got some good airflow going now. Well, that's a big difference. Clean the lid off. My concrete tanks, the lid has a notch in it. Line the notch up. Go. And we'll put the other one back on. All right, everything looks good. No more breakers tripped. No more breakers tripped, and jet aeration's running fine. So hopefully this little video on jet aeration maintenance will help you out. If I have any further issues and I get into the pump for the pump station, for my leach beds, then I'll get into that a little further if I have any issues out of it. If you have any questions, I'm not certified into any septic or sewer work, but if you have any questions, let me know.